3, 2, 1.
What's up everyone, Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, March 6, 2018. I hope you're having a great day. Nor'easter's coming, I've got my hoodie on, trying to stay warm. And I want to talk about Monero right now in this video. XMR, you might have some, you might not have some, you might like it, you might not like it. But either way, I'm liking it more and more every day. And to lay some groundwork, we can kind of revisit the Doug Polk, Charlie Lee interview yesterday, which was awesome, by the way. Check it out if you haven't. I'll put a link in the description. And Charlie Lee touched on Monero. He touched on privacy. And he even talked about opt-in confidentiality in terms of Bitcoin and Litecoin, which I thought was awesome, interesting. It's not something I even really thought about. And it's definitely not something I thought Charlie was thinking about actually implementing either. And it was a very interesting take. And it really goes to show you there's always innovations behind these things, right? And that's going to strengthen this community. It's going to strengthen the technology, but it's these types of things that are like the stepping stones to that happening. So I want to just lay some groundwork real quick. We'll check out like a minute of this video, maybe not even, and then we'll talk about it.
The one thing it does better than I think Bitcoin and Litecoin ever will is that it's 100% private. Every transaction is private. So there's no, with Bitcoin and Litecoin, if we do get fungibility, it will be opt-in, at least the way I see it right now, where you can opt in to create a confidential transaction, but by default, it won't be confidential. So if some
So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. Opt-in confidentiality for Litecoin. I mean, just picture that. And furthermore, that's not to say, and Charlie says this, touches upon this, it's not going to be 100% private. However, Monero is. And, you know, in terms of that privacy, a lot of people get caught up with this like criminal activity talking point. And I don't agree with it at all. One of the reasons I think Monero is so undervalued is because it's in a class of its own as being this completely 100% private cryptocurrency. And it's extremely powerful and useful for merchants, businesses that don't want their transactions, you know, on just a public blockchain, because it's important to business for, you know, multiple reasons. So to me, there is such a huge amount of value in that. And if we look at coin market cap, Monero is just, in my opinion, it's extremely undervalued. $5.4 billion market cap, a little over 15 million coin circulating supply. So Bitcoin is a little bit over that right now, almost 17 million circulating supply, but obviously trading at 10,000. And on the flip side, if you look at something like Tron, for example, which is basically like half of the market cap of Monero, but the amount of coins they have is extreme and it's insane. You know, I'm not saying anything bad about Tron. I think actually there's a good amount of investment potential in Tron, and not necessarily speaking to the project itself, but, you know, price action as well as what the price is right now, and also the market sentiment and the community behind Tron. But that's a different video. Now, Monero, so 5.4 billion, I mean, if you could just take something like Ethereum, right? It's a fraction of something like Ethereum. And we're talking about Monero, which it stands in its own class in terms of what it does and its potential for usability in the business world and the world in general. I think it's just extremely undervalued. Right now, a lot of that probably has to do with the price. Subconsciously, consciously, a lot of people just like cheap cryptocurrencies. Right now, 344 is kind of expensive to a lot of the market that is kind of new into investing and think a cheaper coin is better. Now, I think that will change over time. And, you know, even on the short term, if we can look at the chart, which the Monero chart is actually I really like it from a technical standpoint. And I can actually see Monero trading probably above $700, you know, in the next few months or so. So I'm just gonna throw that out there as just a nice little fun prediction for your entertainment. So Monero to plus $700, you know, maybe in the next 30 or 90 to 120 days. I'm gonna throw that out there for you. So these are just some of my thoughts on Monero. I think it has such a good unique sales proposition and has such a good foundation to what they're trying to accomplish, which is privacy. And it's going to be extremely useful to the market. So let me know your thoughts. Do you have any Monero? Is it too expensive from your point of view? I mean, are you looking for cheaper cryptocurrencies? Kind of curious. So let me know. I know a lot of you are Litecoin holders. That's around $200 right now, so it's not too far off. But let me know your thoughts. Curious if you agree or if you disagree. And I appreciate you watching. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. Love to have you part of the Crypto Capital Venture community. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you on the next video, and God bless.